friends, Andy Kennedy here with Inner Self Lightworks, covering another episode of Insights with the Celestine Prophecy. And I'm excited to cover the sixth insight today because it is a very powerful insight for discovering your, your kind of struggle with your own archetypes, if you will. So in the sixth insight, it's called Clearing the Past, because that's what we're doing. And we talk about our parental lineage, and we talk about control dramas. So in the sixth insight there, he introduces 4 control dramas. The first being the poor me. So that is the victim. That's the person that's, oh, woe is me. I have, all of these struggles in my life. I, can never catch a break. They typically have lack consciousness, oh, I can't do that because I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money, right? So that's the poor me. And they tend to take energy because of that. They're the one that when you hang out with them, you're like, oh, they're kind of an energy vampire, right? Because they're always trying to sell you on their victimhood. Then the aloof comes next, and the aloof is the one that doesn't really answer questions. So when I talk about the next one, we'll kind of talk about a little bit why these archetypes are created in our homes as a young kid. But the aloof tends to need more space. They need independence. They, like I said, don't answer a lot of questions. Or if they do, they answer them very abruptly. They're kind of aloof, right? They're just, oh, whatever, it's all good. They kind of feel like nobody understands them. They feel like they're the black sheep. Or they feel like maybe, they're just sort of skilled at defense, right? They're just always kind of deflecting. The next one is Interrogator. And the Interrogator is the one that typically grows up in a household with the aloof. So they feel like they have to ask a lot of questions. And those two are kind of paired together. They, can come across even as hostile critics. They're skeptical. They're sarcastic. They're perfectionists. Often self-righteous. They, kind of seem to engage with their wit and logic and facts and intellect. But in the end, it's all covering up kind of their general self-consciousness, so to speak. The last one is the Intimidator, and the Intimidator tends to get what they want through that energy of making you feel uncomfortable, right? Making you feel like you're doing something wrong. And they typically pair with the poor me. So a poor me will grow up in the house with the Intimidator because, they're always sort of on that defense. They can also be sarcastic, but they lean towards the violent side. Their rage, their anger is explosive, so to speak. So the control dramas come from a much bigger array of archetypes, so to speak, from the Carl Jung era. And they're established when we're young. They're established in our household. They're established by our parents. Our parents' control dramas are typically established in their childhood as well. So that's why we talk about clearing the past and our ancestral lineage. We do a deep dive in Manifesting with Synchronicity on this exact archetypal ancestral history, so that we look at our parents and we look at their parents to understand a little bit more about why this develops in the first place, and then how to get our energy from source, which we talk about in the third and the fifth and the seventh insights, and so that we can build up our own energy so we don't need, as we talked about in the fourth, to struggle for power between us and somebody else. So if you know that you're secure and you're guided and you're protected and you're strong and you're beautiful and you're getting your energy from source, and when you have a down day, you can just walk outside in nature, or you can eat some healthy food, or do some exercise, do some yoga, do some meditation, whatever, to build up your energy, then you don't need to get it from somebody else, in which case then the control drama kind of drops, right? And we let go of that energy altogether. And that's a way to also counter somebody else's control drama. You know, like, okay, I'm not going to sign up for that class. I'm not buying into your energy or your play for energy or your drama, so to speak, and just dropping that energy altogether. So those are the 4 archetypes, and again, like I said, we dig a little deeper into them a lot deeper into them into manifesting with synchronicity. And one of the things that we dig into is transforming them. So what are their positive sides? The intimidator is typically the leader. The interrogator is typically the advocate. The aloof is typically the independent thinker, and the poor me is the reformer, the health advocate, the nurturer. So how do we then flip them on end and be the higher version of these control dramas so that they are more of a hero's archetype versus the victim archetype. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to mention here. I think that's about it. You know, one thing that we talk about is progress, not perfection. And so we don't play into that at all. You know, every year, every week, every month, whatever, every day is a new day and is a new version of ourself. And in which case then we're getting better and better, right? One of my favorite mantras is I'm getting, it's from my friend Bert Goldman, and he says, in every way, every day, I'm getting better. So that's the Insight 6. Thanks for watching. Glad you were here. And look for Insight 7 to come next. Thanks.